Welcome everybody to beautiful British Columbia. My name is TJ Lavin. I'm Pro BMX Dirt Jumper. I'll be your host for this season of the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another season of the challenge. We're going all the way back to 2010, which was 13 years ago. I was in like my first or second year of high school. And wow, holy shit, I'm old now. Anyways, this is the second season of Fresh Meat, which just means that these new contestants aren't from other reality TV shows like The Real World. They weren't part of the Real World versus Road Rules challenges in the past. These kids, if I can call them that at all, had to send in these awkward and cringy casting call tapes, which in my opinion is the best way to cast for reality TV, especially shows like The Challenge, because it gives a sort of like familiarity and a sense of, just having like regular people on the show. Nowadays, the cast is from social media and other reality TV shows that are already popular, so The Challenge is kind of just full of influencers and social media stars. People who like always know where the camera is, and they're trying to make themselves look as good as possible, so that's why you don't really get to see the drunken, crazy nights like we used to, like we will in this season. But, without further ado, let's jump in to Season 1 and head to Whistler, BC.
Guys, can you please come out here?
This is the sleaziest group of people I've ever seen. Is this who you're gonna have replace the King of Kings?
So, we start off with TJ saying hello to the cast and letting them know that this season is going to be a fresh meat season. Now everybody seems quite happy to get the new blood in there. We learn that Jen is no longer into girls and now she's on the hunt for some D, and that Wes and Kellyanne have apparently broken up. It's also here that we get our first look at a young lady who will eventually become one of the most loved, then become one of the most hated, and now is probably the most controversial challenger the show has ever had. There seems to be no in-between with this one. You either love her or you hate her. And, of course, I'm talking about Cara Maria.
So we're all out on stage, looking down at the alumni. They don't know us or our personality or what we've just been through.
TJ then lets the vets know that they have put these rookies through a combine of sorts to determine some stats for them, with Noor and Cara Maria actually being looked at as the top two rookies.
Holy. This is what's going to determine how we're picked, how the alumni are going to pick which fresh meat cast member they want.
I know that my stats are going to be some of the best up there, and I'm confident that I'm going to be picked pretty quick.
Right now, Noor is the best guy, hands down.
Now, to determine who gets to choose first, the vets randomly select from a lineup of totem poles, as you see here, that have a number on the bottom of them, and of course whichever number you get is the number you get in the draft. And the first pick goes to none other than the legendary Darrell, who actually won the first season of Fresh Meat back in 2006, 4 years before this season. The last season he was on, he got into a fight. Wait, no, sorry. He beat Brad's dumbass and got sent home.
With Brad. Kind of a blur, embarrassing. I don't come to these things to fight.
So he's looking to win this time, and he ends up picking Cara Maria. Jen goes with Noor. Kenny picks Laurel. Danny, the greatest challenger of all time, picks up Sandy, who I completely forgot existed, and she is not happy about being picked by Danny at all.
I'm going to take Sandy.
I wouldn't mind any of these guys, except for Danny. And then he picks me. I've seen him in the previous challenges. I think he's an ass.
Wes picks Mandy. Ryan, who was on Fresh Meat 1, picks up Teresa. TJ, who has never done a challenge before, but is from the Real World Cancun, so I guess technically he's not a Fresh Meat, picks Sydney. Landon picks Carly, who looks like she couldn't care less about being here right now. Paula picks Jeff. Sarah picks Vinny. Jillian picks up Pete, and I have no idea how the other girls let him slip by. Caitlin picks up Brandon. And Luke is left standing there awkwardly because one of the alumni girls couldn't get into the country. which is weird because it's like they're in Canada, so I don't know what the hell that person did. But luckily for him, the replacement is flying in and will show up later. So, after the teams are picked, TJ describes how the game will be played, and lets them know they will be fighting for their share of $300,000, to which Sandy lets us know what she'll be getting.
I'm not even a full A cup, so if I get this money, yeah, I'm definitely throwing some D's on this bitch.
And now the season can be truly underway.
This is like an amazing house. It is a giant log cabin surrounded by mountains and woods.
This is the best challenge house ever. I think Oprah would be jealous of this house. This house is sick. I don't think they should let us live there. Have they seen what we've done?
Now that everyone is settled into the house, and the partners are starting to get to know each other, Luke's veteran partner shows up, and it is none other than motherfucking Evelyn, who is a complete badass and one of the best female challengers ever. She actually made her challenge debut on Fresh Meat Season 1, and is still a fan favorite to this day, even after not being back on the show for years and years.
Evelyn just walks in this tank top looking stacked. The looks on these girls' faces from Fresh Meat are priceless. They're...
Now that she's arrived, everybody is here and the game can truly begin. But first, the Fresh Meat cast has to survive their first night in the challenge house.
I think that we're definitely off to a good start. These Fresh Meat kids are wilder than the first bunch.
These Fresh Meat kids do not know how to hold their liquor. Oh my gosh, it's the first night.
Oh, this is your partner, Jeff.
I am confident. We're gonna win.
And here we see why the older seasons are so much more universally liked. It just felt like one big party, and the challengers actually seemed like they had fun. This is only the first night, and you've got dudes passing out drunk, ladies flashing boobies, Mandy is mowing down on some macaroni and cheese, and people are just, making fools of themselves, and it's wonderful. Nowadays, on the first night, you get a crappy pre-planned speech by somebody, and everyone has, maybe a sip of champagne, and then it's everyone going off to their own rooms and their own friends they came in with. The newer challengers they're much too aware of the cameras. Now, moving on, it doesn't take very long for the alliances to start forming, and for Kenny to start talking gameplay with Jen and Ryan and others in the house, who he lets know that for now, he's going to have to play along with Wes's game because he just doesn't have the numbers, and that Wes's first plan is to get Darrell out of the game because he knows that if Darrell makes the final, he's probably going to win.
All right, guys, welcome to your first challenge here in beautiful British Columbia. Today, you guys are going to be playing Dirty Mouth.
All right, so the house heads out for their first challenge of the season, where TJ lets them know they will be playing Dirty Mouth, where there's a giant mud pit filled with exercise balls, and the goal is to be one of the people to get out of the pit with a ball each round. The catch is that you're blindfolded, and you have to listen to your partner's instructions to actually get to a ball, or to somebody who has one, and take it away from them, and then escape the pit. Round 1 is the guys, and there will be 9 balls, for 13 dudes.
I'm yelling so hard that I'm out of breath.
Let's get it started.
Sydney's distinct voice is definitely helping me right now. It separates her from, the average white girl who's screaming for their partner.
So after the first round, the teams on the screen you see here are the ones eliminated from this challenge. And now we jump into the girls round.
I'm a martial artist, so blind fighting is something that I've been trained to do. I rather enjoy it.
Okay, Caitlin, no, you are not a martial artist, and no, you have not been trained to fight in the blind. Or fight blind, you freaking weirdo. Anyways, as you can see here, these are the next couple of teams to be eliminated in the second round. So in round 3, we've got 5 guys left over and 3 balls, and Noor, one of the fresh meat guys, gets about 2 feet away from being safe and then decides to run around the entire mud pit with a ball and then ends up losing. So now we move to the final round with Carly, Laurel, and Caitlin. Caitlin, as you can see, doesn't even come close to the ball, but Carly actually gets to it first, until Laurel uses her cyborg hearing to track Carly down and snatch the ball away and run across the finish line, giving Kenny and Laurel the first win of the season, as well as being safe from elimination, and getting to choose the first pair going in to the first elimination.
What's up, guys?
It's here in deliberation that Kenny picks Darrell and Cara Maria, which Cara is very hurt by, but Darrell, he knows the deal. And it's also in this first deliberation that Kenny really learns how much political power Wes holds in the game right now, because he is shocked to find out that Wes has gotten the entire house to vote against Jillian and Pete. So now that we have our 2 elimination contenders, we might as well head there.
We get started?
Yep.
All right, this is Exile. It's called Lost and Found. When I say go, you and your partner are going to navigate your way down a trail. It's going to take you deep into the forest. Along the way, there'll be checkpoints and puzzles. You cannot begin a puzzle without your partner. There's a 15-minute time limit for each puzzle. The entire time, you will be carrying these very, very heavy backpacks. First team to cross the finish line with your backpacks, win today's elimination round, and stay in the game. Loser goes home empty-handed.
So the teams are off, and at the first checkpoint, both teams actually time out, and on the second puzzle, Darrell and Cara get theirs first, but Jill and Pete get it done first. And now it's on to that third and final puzzle, and a race to the finish line.
Darrell and I are realizing that we're hearing voices, the road's ahead, either we have it or we don't.
Well, there it is. Jill and Pete are able to pull this win off in the season's first exile, and will be heading back to the house while Cara and Darrell catch a flight back home. And that pretty much sums up episode 1. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and have a good one.
You kidding me? Yeah. I will smash his head and eat it. This is the worst.